Why Sinatra?
Why not Sinatra? I mean, he's one of the greatest singers of any generation. His music is carried from, the beginning of his time to all the teenagers then, and is carried through. You still hear it in movies, you still hear it in commercials, pop culture today. His music is just transcendent. I mean, his voice is just incredible. And for us to be able to tap into his music and the people that he touched and try and bring that to not only the generation that grew up listening to him, but to a new generation is just something that is so amazing and such a great opportunity for us to bring that to other people.
How do you handle like Sinatra in the 1940s as the teenage angst sort of performer through the 70s and I guess into the 80s?
Yeah, I think the script has done a good job of putting the numbers together, not just by, time period, because he stretched such a large time period, but also by grouping them by, what he sang about. There's a whole group of songs that are just cities, that he visited or that he sang about, such as Chicago, which was one of his favorite cities, or Paris. And there also is songs about, the seasons. Summer was one of his favorite seasons to sing about. A whole section of the show is about the moon and songs about the sky and the moon that he sang. So the script does a good job of encapsulating those moments for us. We just need to bring that to the audience at that point.
South from the border, down Mexico way. That's where I fell in love when stars above came out to play. And now as I wander, my thoughts ever stray.
There's nobody who's actually playing Frank Sinatra in our show. What it is, some of Frank's favorite quotes, some of his memories, some things that people have said about him that lead us from one group of songs to another. So when we talk about the moon and we do the moon medley, as it's called, we talk about how he made a whole album dedicated to the sky and the moon and his feelings about it. So that it more sets up the next song than your traditional, boy meets girl, they fall in love kind of story.
Chicago, Chicago, I'll show you around. You'll love it when you got $1, you lose the blues. Chicago, Chicago, the folks who visit all wanna settle down. On State Street, that great street, I just wanna say. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I'm gonna take a part of this New York, New York. We call it like a musical review, where it's all Frank's songs and all the dialogue kind of sets up the songs in a nice way for the audience.
So tell me what people can expect when they go.
Well, they can expect to hear a lot of Frank, I think somewhere around 50, 60 songs.
Wow.
Or parts of 50 or 60 songs. And we take it through. They've kind of been kind of lumped into different type medleys like cities and favorites and love and marriage, things like that. So they get to hear a lot of Frank.
Sinatra also, that he had a wide range of musical taste. How do you handle that?
Well, I think we've tried to listen to him. Nobody's attempting to be Frank. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of presenting his music, hopefully, in much of the same style that he did. So you actually listen to it and then go after it.
You actually have 4 singers doing it.
Yes, 2 female and 2 male. So we split it up into a number of solos and also some ensemble numbers where all 4 are singing at the same time.
And what do you like about the whole thing? What do you like about Sinatra's music?
Well, I like because it is a wide variety. It's some great melodies and some great energy too. So it's been a lot of fun.
Strangers in the night, to all these people we were strangers in the night. Come to the moment when we said our first hello.
Little did we know, love was just a glass.
it's more about finding realism, finding truth, instead of this is the character you're going to play and this is how you should act, or this is what you're thinking here. It's more about just being yourself and being truthful with the audience in your memories and recollections and how Frank has touched your life. And as you know, we have quite an age difference in our cast, and so what that does is we have some people who are just being introduced to Frank and some people who grew up listening to Frank, and they're able to bring in their emotions and how they feel about Frank through their voice and their songs.
Speaking of people that are just being introduced to Sinatra, what do you say to somebody that is deciding whether to go see it or not and isn't that familiar with Frank Sinatra?
I would say to them that Frank sang such a wide variety of songs. And if people get in their head that he just sang one style, then they're missing out. Because he sang so many different genres, so many different styles, about so many different things, that there is a song here in the show for everyone. There is something that you will come, and even people who know Frank, there are still songs in here that I'm sure you don't know because they're not his more popular things. They're just things that the writer of the book and the script felt pulled to incorporate into the show. So I think that everybody should give it a try, whether you think you know Frank or not, because there's something for everyone in the show.
These